Hi, Tomislav. How are you doing? All good?
Great. How are you, Gadi?
Well, pretty good. Like we've been in BlockSplit like a couple of weeks ago. So, stuff now. I'm in New York and you're in Split. So, thanks for joining like today. I appreciate the time. I know it's late down there. So, like let's get this going. So can you tell us a bit about yourself? How did you start BlockSplit? Why blockchain? And your origin story. Let's call it like that.
Okay, sure. So my origin, I was born,
Yeah.
joking. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna go so way back.
Whatever you want. Yeah.
Yeah, 2016, I was working my ass off in a startup called Include. We were producing these smart benches, basically solar-powered street benches that charge your phone. And I was helping build the whole company and set it up. And we raised some money, basically narrowly escaped closure of the company a couple of times. And I really burnt out. And basically when we got the money, I decided to leave and try something else.
Okay.
And in this time, actually in 2000, it was early 2017 is when I started reading about blockchain. And what caught my eye is actually that it was combination of economics and technology, which is basically where I find myself most comfortable, since my educational background is economics. Anyways,
Nice.
but while researching this, the bull market started of 2017. And I've seen more and more people actually mentioning blockchain and cryptocurrencies on Facebook. So I decided to start a meetup. In the first meetup, there was like 6 or 7 of us, and it was, really, there was so there wasn't many people. The place wasn't even, it wasn't the same thing as
Yeah,
you imagine
exactly.
right now.
Yeah, early days, pioneers, like conquering the new
Yeah.
uncharted territories.
Mostly
Yeah.
traders. Actually, this is the first time I met some people from Croatia who are trading Bitcoin and crypto like for years, since 2012 or 13, and they were even mining Bitcoin so early. So there is actually, there are true OGs from even before. But anyways, we started doing these meetups regularly. So each month we did something, and I tried to bring somebody who is expert and do it more as in a formal way, like a lecture or a workshop and things like that. And it quickly grew. So in last meetup that we did in end of 2017 or early 2018, we had almost 200 people show up for a meetup for like 1 hour.
So small conference, yeah.
Almost, yeah. And this is when we figured, okay, maybe we can do the conference. We already have audience. We have people who are, who want to, and we have some experience with organizing events. So yeah, I said, okay, let's do it. Few of us from meetups joined together, and this is how we started the first conference, 2018 in April. And it was, the first conference was 400 people already. Luckily, that was the end. It was still bull market, but it was the end. Nobody knew it was the end.
Yeah, BlockSpilt has this kind of a prediction. When BlockSpilt happens, like bear market follows. So, maybe we should follow that in the future. So
yeah. Well, actually, second BlockSpilt in 2019, I think it was in like a top of bear market. Was everybody was, it was that, and it felt like that at the conference a little bit, because we had maybe 150 people. But this is also a conference where we got the whole core team of Aave. We had some other people who did crazy stuff in between, like they basically built DeFi, the main DeFi applications.
Yeah, I remember talking to Stani about something like ETH land something or whatever. I don't know, like ETH land basically back then. It was like, okay, what this guy is talking about? It doesn't make any sense. And well, you can see where we are now, where he is at. So,
Yeah.
So
Actually,
amazing thing.
also one of
Yeah,
the first, the maker DAO and first
yeah.
CDPs were launched a couple of months before first BlockSpilt, and
Nice.
we had a talk. Basically, PJ Leinbrugger was showcasing how to make a CDP and everything. And that at the time, it was the first, was like
Yeah, it
just
was something. Yeah,
a few months old. So
yeah.
we were able to bring people who are on the edge, cutting edge
Yeah,
technology,
yeah,
showing them at the same time as it is being developed.
yeah.
And yeah, so this is how it started.
Oh yeah, nice. So after that, bear market and everything, that hit hard. I remember I was actually part of the book conference. Like second one was really deep, not depressing, but everybody was like, "Yeah, the space may fall apart and everything." But these parties were really good. So kudos to that. So why did you revive the conference this year? Was it again bull market? So because of that, or is there some changes in the market maybe and stuff like that? So yeah.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. So as you recall, we were having a beer
Yeah, always starts with a beer. Always starts with a beer.
last
Yeah.
Christmas. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
was away for 2 years. I had this bad luck of getting funding for my Web2 startup, and we were doing some very low level research in healthcare, and it didn't go far. We basically burned through the money, and this is when the famous beer happened, and they said,
Yeah.
you and Lucas said, let's do it. And I had offers from other people, coming to us, trying to get a conference for themselves and organize it already
Yeah.
in 2020, yeah, 21st.
Okay.
And but it really didn't feel right. And I also kind of feel very attached to things I built. So
Yeah.
doing it together with Ubik, with you guys, this is actually what clicked for me. And
Yeah.
yeah, after this conference, I can say that we found the winning formula and winning team. So I'm glad for that. And maybe you can say, like, why did you decide to why did you decide to do the conference? Why did you want to do it? Why did you convince
Yeah.
me?
Oh, well, good question. Basically, like that, I like that vibe because I was starting back then properly, basically joining the Web3 space, and I met so many great people. It wasn't a hype conference as well, but there's so many good talent, so many good people and lecturers and everybody, basically on parties, of course. But like back then, I think it was quite interesting, and I wanted to basically give that like possibility to new generation because we have a huge potential in the Balkans, in my opinion. But that's not it's not tamed still, but this is a question for you basically, so let's not go there.
Yeah,
Anyways,
yeah.
so yeah, so how do you feel like after the conference? Are you happy with the with the people, with everything that happened? Because like pictures are amazing from the conference. So what are your main key takeaways basically from the conference?
Well, couple of things. So first
Mm-hmm.
thing is, whereas the first two conferences felt like there was small crypto community in it, and then there was a lot of people who are just lurking and trying to figure out about the conference, about blockchain. In this conference, this nucleus, the people who are already working and doing something in crypto was majority, and it's incredible how the space exploded. And I'm very happy for that. I wish and I hope the next conference will also bring a lot of newbies and people who are for the first time coming to and learning about blockchain. But I'm also very happy that we actually had more than 500 people who are actually already in blockchain. Now, these are not all from Croatia, and I think this also it comes from the fact that BlockSpilt was from the beginning imagined and carried out as international conference. So from the start, we were trying to become and be truly decentralized in such a way that although it's happening in Split, which is beautiful location, and everybody should come to Split once a year, still it is for everybody. And so this other thing that makes me happy is that so many people from other countries actually felt like BlockSpilt is their conference, it's place where they belong. And yeah, I think these are maybe two key parts of the conference that made it special for me.
Okay, yeah, definitely interesting, because I heard a lot of good feedback. Like when you're inside the organization, everything looks like it's falling apart, but from the outside, like, feedback was amazing. It's always like that, so it's really interesting, like, to see that. Like on the conference, we've seen a lot of companies from the region also. Like at least looking at the landscape there, like Serbia is booming. There are a lot of startups growing on and so on. In the Balkans, maybe some other regions, but Croatia is not really that developed. What do you think is, that is the thing? And do you think there is a huge potential? Not really so. And why is so? Why is it that so? What do you think about it? How big is Croatia's Web3 potential, basically?
So this is something that I've been thinking about, and it's true. Back in 2018, Croatia was small, but there was big Slovenian community, because Slovenians had a lot of successful ICOs and they were growing. Well, majority of these projects crashed in the bear market and never survived. So we only had few projects from Slovenia and few people coming from Slovenia this year. But in turn, we have a lot more people coming from Serbia, and this shows how well. I don't know why is that. I know I remember from 2018 and 19 when I met Tenderly guys for the first time, MVP workshop and others, but there's more than them. There's more, and probably because there is bigger community, bigger IT community. Who knows? But I'm glad for it, and I hope that in future they will also, I mean, they already kind of do, I feel like they do, and I hope they will embrace BlockSpilt as their home base conference, let's say it like that, and place where all of this community, either from Croatia, Serbia, or other countries, meets in person and is able to dedicate some time to each other instead of chasing some bigger fishes in US or wherever. I think this is important, especially if you take into consideration the fact that blockchain breaks away traditional borders. Legal systems don't have the same pool, and this kind of blends everybody together. So it doesn't matter if you are from Croatia or Serbia, you're just as likely to work in a company, and your colleagues might just as like be Serbian, Croatian, Filipinos, or some other nation.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the space, like the company is basically like what we can see as a shift from like tech people working from the Balkans, working for like companies in the Americas, basically in Germany and so on, towards basically company incubating and building products actually, like world, like really good products in the Balkan region. And hopefully, like, the thing that happened from MVP, that some people basically split out, like founded Tenderly and so on. Maybe Shark can be a founding like thing for that or something else. I hope, that will happen naturally, but, like pushing like meetups and stuff like that. Conferences like BlockSpilt, I think, is one of the most important part. Thanks a lot, Tomislav, for the wise words. Like, I won't bother you anymore. And, it was nice having you today. Thanks a lot.
It's always great talking to you. And
we'll grab those beers again. So yeah.
Yeah.
See you, man.
Bye.
Bye.